In Georgia this last Wednesday, a 72-year-old man named Ronald Westbrook had Alzheimer's disease. He wandered up to a door in a house that was not his. He was very confused. It was very early in the morning, and he tried knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, and jiggling the handle. He was trying to get in the house, obviously thinking that it was his. And the homeowner of that house got out of his house and shot him to death. The shooter's name is Joe Hendricks. He said he was convinced, he was absolutely certain that he and his wife were threatened, even though the door was locked and they were inside the house. Joe Hendricks decided that he would take matters into his own hands while his fiancée was in the house calling the cops. He went outside and shot at the silhouette in the dark. And that's the way he put it. An old man is dead. He didn't even see the target. He said he only saw the dark silhouette of the man. And he'd already called the cops. The cops were on their way. He was in the house. The door was locked. But for some reason, he felt the need to walk out of his house with a gun and shoot at the shadow in the dark. The old man was obviously not even trying to break into the house. He wasn't trying to get through the window. He wasn't trying to bust down the door. He was ringing the doorbell and jiggling the doorknob. And there's no charges so far. The police say that this homeowner has not actually broken any laws by Georgia standards. Georgia permits deadly force in self-defense in and out of the home, and they have their own stand your ground law, just like Florida does. According to police officials, in their opinion, he should have stayed inside the home, but him choosing not to do so did not violate any laws. There is some hope that charges may be filed against him anyway, because in January, Georgia prosecutors did charge a homeowner who killed a man who pulled into his driveway to change his GPS directions on his car. However, this particular case about the 72-year-old man who was confused with Alzheimer's is just one of several cases that have taken place in just, the last year, and other states that have these kind of stand your ground laws. Just like in Detroit, last month in Detroit, a 19-year-old girl was shot and killed after she went up to a door and knocked on it, seeking help after she had just been in a car accident.
So apparently the lesson here is don't go up to anybody's houses or you will be shot.
Right.
Isn't that kind of sad?
The one that sounded the most off-putting out of all of them is like how gratuitous it is that you shot somebody who pulled into your driveway to change their GPS. Like that one is just
open season.
Like that one is just the most. That one is just the most over the top, and I'm glad that they charged the guy in that case. The case of the old man is obviously another disaster. Like I understand that the castle doctrine and stand your ground both are both in effect here, right? Mm-hmm. So like I understand that like there's a chance that this guy's gonna like get away with it, but like to me you have to like where's the warning? Like like if I saw somebody try and break into my car when I like 4 a.m. from my balcony, and I'm like, hey, I could see you, and he left. Like to me, there's some common sense there that you don't shoot first.
Yeah, but there is that mentality of, hey, I've got this law that says that if I feel threatened, or I could say that I feel threatened later, I can shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah, but, like,
I think people feel empowered to do so. I mean, it's not really uncommon that if you give somebody license to kill, that they're not going to try it at least once.
Yeah, but do you ever like I've had conversations with like old cops who they always like, and I'm like older cops, and they always say like, oh, I've never drawn my gun in 20 years of being an officer, or the only time I drew my gun I fired 3 warning shots. Like what happened to the warning shot? Like what,
right.
Like, if you're not gonna say, "Hey, get off my property," or fire a warning shot, or something like it's
Yeah, but
just
you
like
see what do you remember what happened with the last high-profile story of somebody taking a warning shot? 20 years in prison.
yeah, but
Well,
like
yeah, she's got a new. I'm talking about Marissa Alexander, of
yeah,
course, and she's of course getting a new trial, but nonetheless, like that's what happens when you do a warning shot, apparently. So you might as well just.
I actually catch your point because there was a guy in Long Island who fired a warning shot into his lawn, right? Instead of shooting the people that were trying to break into his house, and they charged him with the crime. And then the cop stupidly on the news said, "Well, if he would have shot the intruders, then that wouldn't have been a crime." Like, like that's another thing. Warning shots should be perfectly fine. I should be able to. First of all, I should be able to shoot my own lawn. Like, if I have a gun and I have all these rights, I should be able to shoot my own lawn, or the roof of my own house. Like, it's stupid, but I should be able to do that more easily than I should be able to shoot a person.
Right,
Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I
See, this is
I,
what
I don't
we're
understand. I
talking
don't
about
understand
when we
like
say
where
that
where
this
the where the
country
warning.
has gone insane. This is what
But
I'm
I
talking
don't,
about when I say that this country has gone absolutely insane with this defense mentality. Like, everybody's after me, everybody's out to get me. I can feel, I'm so afraid for my life. I have to get my gun, and then if anything remotely even scares me just a little bit, I can blow them away with as much ammunition as I can get. And I have these laws that are behind me that make it that say that if I do that, that's okay.
Yeah,
the
these
thing,
people have gotten super paranoid and high strung and edgy, and the people that are like that have the guns that are on their toes all the time and shooting everyone that moves practically, it feels like they're making everyone else paranoid and on edge, and they're how do you get a sense of community? How do you regain that sense of we're all in this together, we're a community, we're
Well, but Reed, that's communism, and we have to fight communism.
no,
I
and the thing
know,
is,
right?
I understand the castle doctrine. I think the castle doctrine actually makes a lot of sense. If somebody breaks into your house, then you can defend yourself. But
Yeah, obviously, but I
but
think people are taking it to an extreme.
but
Right.
there's something to be said for a reasonable expectation of force. You can't meet if somebody starts a fight with me, like, I can't shoot them in the face if they're like if they're not, like, you're supposed to meet force with the equivalent or the expected equivalent force. Like, if I'm expecting deadly force, then I can use deadly force. But, like, you can't like meet somebody jingling your door, or like, what if it was a kid playing Ding Dong Ditch? Like, it's bad enough it was an old man with like Alzheimer's, but like, you gotta like I just, the thing that puts me off is no warning shot, no, hey, get off my property. I shot the shadow or the silhouette or like whatever. Like, I mean, I actually kind of hope this is like personal, like he actually knew the guy, and like they prove that he actually like had like malice intent, and that there aren't like just straight cowards like this out there that like shoot at shadows of like what they don't know. So,
Or you mean like the guy that shot the guy that was changing the GPS in his car?
oh, like that's the most that's to me that's the most gratuitous, because you don't even get out of your car for that.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
that's scary. I mean, you can't even pull into someone's driveway without fearing like we better hurry up or someone might come out of their house and fucking shoot us.
Yeah,
I
like,
got
how
I
many times have you missed an exit? I know personally, I've missed my road and was like, oh fuck, okay, I'll just turn around in somebody's driveway.
right.
Like, you can't even do that anymore. Like, you got to worry about if the dude's gonna come out with a fucking shotty or something and blow your head off for missing your road.
If you
People
could
have gotten crazy, and we need to like scale back. Like, we have to have a little bit of discretion. We can't be running around like paranoid. Yes, and look, this isn't even. We're not even trying to make a case for, gun control, because I know instantly people are going to instantly go to this thing of, you liberal gun grabbers, you're going to try and take my guns over this. No, we're asking you
Yeah, I don't
people
think
to
this
calm
story
the
is
fuck
really
down.
about that. Yeah, I don't
No,
think the story is really about that. I think it's a mentality of
Every
yeah.
time somebody mentions something on Stand Your Ground or gun laws or somebody was killed, you instantly have like 500,000 like right-wing trolls coming in and saying, "You liberal gun grabbers, you're going to use this as an excuse to take my guns." No,
And the
no,
thing
we're not using it as an excuse to take your guns. We're telling you, calm the fuck down with your guns. Don't shoot at everything that moves, and maybe we won't maybe we won't have to go and try to make new gun laws because you're not being insane dumb fucks that are shooting everything
they seem
that
to
moves.
get this. They seem to get in this mentality. I mean, you think that maybe there's just in the back of his head, there's just a little bit of him that was like, "Ooh, somebody's trying to get in the house. Now I have an opportunity to show what a badass I am."
To kill this guy.
I mean, like, look, the thing is like, I wasn't in his position. Like, I could understand if he's scared. It's just, I can't imagine myself being so, like, afraid. If I've seen no harm, like, if I've seen, like, you know, somebody, like, kill somebody or something, and, like, I had a gun, I can understand me being afraid and shooting, like, a silhouette. Like, I can understand that.
Or like if this guy's trying to break down your windows, okay, yeah, now you can get your gun out and you know.
But even
do
then,
what you have
like,
to do to protect your family. But this isn't even close. This was I jiggled the door handle and rung the doorbell. Like, how can you?
Then if somebody tries
he's trying to ring the doorbell, he's trying to get my attention. Maybe I should see who it is.
But even then, if somebody tries to break my window, I feel like I would still try and, like, fire a warning shot or something like that. Like, it seems like, like, to me, like, I know this might sound crazy with, you know, our like new America and our new, like it's everywhere. It's not just gun owners, police officers, and everything. I know this might sound crazy, but I think that killing somebody should be the last option. Like, maybe,
no,
like,
that's crazy, Sean. That's crazy.
I'm a radical pacifist. I know, like, and all that. So I get if you don't agree, but like to me, like, what happened in the warning shot? Like, there was a great Bill Maher quote where he's like, emptying your magazine is the new warning shot in America.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, it's exactly it too. We've gone absolutely insane with this mentality of, you know, everybody's out to get me, because I really think that's what feeds into this is this us versus them mentality. Like, it doesn't matter who the them is. The them could be anybody.
Well, and how tragic, you know, the 19-year-old girl that was shot and killed because she knocked on someone's door late at night because she just got into a car accident.
Right.
Yeah, and of course she was like drunk or something like that. Which
no, she was drunk.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I believe she was. That's why she got into the car accident. But no matter what, that doesn't matter, because whether she's drunk or not, she shouldn't have gotten shot in the head for knocking on somebody's door.
But, like, those are more like shot in the head is like, because every time I think of shot in the head, I think of, like, really close range and like that. But like those.
Well, it
like,
wasn't
those...
the back of the head though. That case is where she turned around and the guy came up behind her and just blew her back of her head off. Yeah,
the castle doctrine does not cover that. Like, if they're, like, fleeing your house, you can't do that. Like, so I don't like that's. But the thing is, to me, the most, like, I can understand. Like, I think that guy who shot her in the back of the head is nuts. But if that's the case, but to me, I can understand somebody gets into an accident, they're in a panic, they're banging on your door. Like, I can understand a little fear there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the most gratuitous by far is the guy who pulls into your driveway to change GPS coordinates. Because I do that, like, I'm in New York where people double park and park in people's driveways and stuff. Like, that is just the, like, if that's licensed to be killed, then I'm overdue. Like, then I've dodged execution hundreds of times.
Oh, me too. Like I said, like I shared that story before. I've done that many times because I have a tendency, like, I don't have the best eyesight, right? So, like, I can't read a sign until I'm almost up on it. And sometimes it's like, oh, well, I got somebody right on my ass, too, while I'm trying to read this sign. I can't just fucking slam on my brakes and have them, like, or else I'm going to get, like, an SUV up my ass.
Right.
So I have to pass it and, like, okay, I'll go turn around at the next house.
Right. And I live in narrow. There's, like, narrow streets everywhere around here. So, like, if you want to turn around, you're gonna have to use somebody's driveway. But, like, that, to me, that one's the most gratuitous. The old man is, like, I think the old man and the girl are more impactful because it's an old man and a young girl. I don't know the age of the person who was in the car, But it's just look, if you're a gun owner, like warning shot, a warning, a verbal warning. If you're a cop, warning shot, a verbal warning. Like you have a gun, like you have a power.
It's a
Like
deadly weapon, yeah.
use it responsibly.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and share with your friends. If you want to see more, go to our channel at youtube.com/TYTNation. And if you really want to support the show, support this channel, go to our fundraising campaign at www.patreon.com/TYTNation. The website is in the description below. Thank you guys, and keep watching.